This is exciting.
It is time for Big Black Rumors. It is draft week, fellas.
This is the appropriate time for Big Black Rumors. It is.
Well, Isn't this the origin of it?
Either this or the NBA draft. Yeah, I can't remember which one specifically.
It doesn't matter because this music is forever.
You're going to love this first one from Albert Breer. Two guys I think the NFL is higher on than all the people pumping up the mock drafts are, and it's Illinois cornerback Devin Witherspoon and Ohio State offensive tackle Paris Johnson. Here we go, though. Either could go as high as 3, and I see both as pretty locked in to go inside the top 10.
Well, Witherspoon's going to be your latest Detroit Lion. And then the Paris Johnson thing, people this weekend, Rico, started talking about teams, plural, inquiring to Arizona about moving to 3 to take an O-lineman. They didn't say Skoronski. I'm just throwing it there. You can do what you want.
All of a sudden, he just became that much better. Yeah.
Well, hey, what's not at the top of this draft? Offensive lineman. What's the most important thing in this league outside of a quarterback right now?
Yeah, left tackle, yeah.
And so if you got a grade on this kid that you think he's going to be a great left tackle, what would you pay for one? Now, again, I'm with you. It's outer space. But this is why we do this. Big Black Rumors. Yeah. Yes.
This one is interesting. Well, not too much. C.J. Stroud was supposed to go number 2. That's what everyone believed. But as we get closer and closer, it doesn't look like it. Peter King writes in his Football Morning in America, he's hearing that it's no lock that C.J. Stroud goes in the top 7 of the draft.
Put it on the board. Stroud to the Raiders. I think his stock is falling. This S2 test about processing information, he basically got the same score as a third grader. I don't know, man. There's a problem there, and I've never liked C.J. Stroud, so I have some inherent bias. I admit that.
See, and I think in the end, this is all everybody playing the game, and with the second pick, whether it's the Texans or whoever, it's going to be C.J. Stroud. Because David, and this is perfect because you have your rumors going on right now, the names you start hearing are never the names. It's that old thing, those who know don't tell, and those who tell don't know.
I wish I would have played the other one since you played that one. Let's go to one. This is an actual NFL player in the league right now, not draft related. Dalvin Cook to Miami. There's talk that he could eventually get released by the Vikings, but the Miami Dolphins may actually make a trade on draft day for Dalvin Cook.
Hey, weird. Another team that used a high pick on a running back that is getting rid of him before his contract is up. That's nice. And look, Miami, they're star bleepers. That's really what this is turning into. But it would make sense. He played at Florida State. I think he's a Florida kid. And everybody wants to play there, live there, be there. It's an advantage Miami has. It's something we don't have. Oh.
Multiple NFL scouts reportedly believe that Jonathan Mingo could end up being the best wide receiver to come out of this draft.
Kid from Ole Miss?
Kid from Ole Miss. Many scouts believe that Mingo has the potential to be one of the most productive offensive players from this year's draft.
I can't knock it because Ole Miss had no quarterback play this year. None. 0 passing game. Jackson Dart, the kid they got from USC, sucked. His backup sucked. The whole passing game sucked. It was Lane Kiffin turning it into Navy and running for 300 yards a week. Those scouts could be right. I'm not smart enough to tell you. I don't know how you evaluate a kid who didn't throw it.
Yeah, they could be right, David. But, for wide receivers especially, man, you got to go to the right team with the right system. And then that's when all of a sudden you flourish. I don't know what he's going to do. But, yeah, if you put him, he ends up in Buffalo or he ends up in Kansas City, yeah, he can become a household name.
Are you familiar with the name
I'm so uncomfortable.
Julius Brents? Julius Brents, cornerback from Kansas State.
Nah.
Well, Okay. Julius Brents is reportedly a name that is receiving potential first-round buzz heading into the draft, and they compare him to a name that a caller on this show has recently named, Tariq Woolen. Brents is 6'3", Woolen is 6'4", and the hype is rising for the Kansas State cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is Woolen went in the 7th round.
Email Brett. Yeah, go email Holmes. Let him know.
No, I mean, David, nothing surprises me anymore. There's always a couple of those players, and you go, wait, who?
But in the first round, I don't think so.
That's what you're surprised with.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Rumor,
gosh,
Kansas State running back Deuce Vaughn is only 4'3".
That is a fact there.
He's not 4'3".
He's so tiny. David, go ahead.
Multiple NFL scouts and league executives reportedly believe there's no way that Jahmyr Gibbs makes it out of the first round.
Damn it, that's one of my draft truths.
Many scouts believe there's not a significant gap between him and Bijan Robinson.
He's got Buffalo Bills written all over him.
But we say that every year with Buffalo, and they're like Green Bay with a wide receiver. Green Bay's going to take it, and they didn't.
Look,
it's funny because in my prop bet for the draft, I got 1.5 running backs.
I'll go. You mark me down for over. I'm not telling you I agree with it. I'm just telling you it'll happen, and Gibbs will go to one of those playoff teams.
Then let's close it out with this big black rumor here. Multiple scouts are reporting that Bijan Robinson has a real chance of coming off the board as early as 8 overall to the Atlanta Falcons.
Nothing would surprise me.
What's too high for
all
Bijan?
of it? Anything in the first round is too high. I mean, why? Because
we don't draft running backs in the first round.
I don't believe in it. It's just bad use of your draft capital.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Mike, sometimes when you know your team is bad, you got to sell it to the fans.
You want to know where he should go then? If any team in the first round is going to take him, should go to Philadelphia. Yeah. At 10, elite offensive line, a well-built team. They don't have a running back. They lost Miles Sanders. And you put Bijan there, and you go in your Super Bowl window, okay?
And they have a second first-round pick as well.
There you go. It. But in my world, any of this is nonsense.
I think probably 10 is the highest that I think I could see him going, and that's Philly.
Like you're Atlanta. You don't have a quarterback. The O-line's not a finished product.
Quarterback. His name is Desmond Ridder. Okay? No more slander.
So you're going to have potentially two running backs in the first round.
Yeah, I think so. Why not a third? It's silly season. Teams do all kinds of crap. That's why we love the draft. It's going to be great.
No, because in the end, you find out that most GMs are like you, Mike. And what?
We do not draft running backs in the first round.
There it is.
Nor do we pay them.
Snapping at each other. This is so good.
That's right.
And those are for the NFL draft.